All right, guys, we should be back. I have no idea what happened. We won 8 cubes, and it said that was all we needed. So thank you everyone that's rotating back over into this live stream versus the other one that was about 19 minutes. It said we didn't deserve those cubes, and so because of that, we were just gonna end it. I don't know what happened. I know that whenever I clicked on the settings in the Steam client, it killed it. And so I'm not going to click on those anymore. I'm going to do a little testing a little bit later. But yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what happened. My internet was fine. It didn't disconnect at any point. It just completely dropped. And so we're going to be streaming to a little bit smaller of an audience for now. I appreciate all of you guys that jumped over into the new stream. Yeah, we were back. The internet's been fine, Alexander. Hey Harry, how's it going? Hey Alexander, hey Octagons, Vamp, Rohit, and Rocky Road. Yeah, it just, from the OBS side, it just quit transmitting any of the bits. But the internet was fine the whole time. I was able to see the chat. And so whoever gave me the professional IT advice to make sure that it was plugged in, it was solid. That was the perfect advice. I couldn't ask for anything better. That is what solved it for us. We unplugged it and plugged it back in, and we're right as rain. TLSG. I just wanted another video to get likes on. Oh man, that's another one that I have to remember to actually like. I'm the worst at remembering to like my own, so I'm actually going to load it. You may hear an ad for just a second before I get it paused. Yeah, there we go. And so I did like the stream myself. I can't say that I am not a stream liker myself. So thank you for the reminder, Alexander. So on the Steam client settings, did you change it from 30 to 60? Yeah, so that's exactly when it dropped. So I went to pull up my settings to show that I had switched it to 60, and the whole thing just crashed. The whole thing just plummeted. And so yes, I switched it over. It's in 60 frames per second, but I'm not confident enough to show the settings. I'm not confident enough to show the settings again. Not until we're just about ready to end the stream. At that point, I'll get a little adventurous. But yeah, the settings they're violent. They had a personal agenda against us, and so we're gonna play Magic on 5 to extend the game potentially. We drew into their blue marvel. Actually, that may be that they're running it like a junk deck or even a Patriot deck, because we drew into their blue marvel, so extending the game maybe doesn't feel like the best choice. We can drop a Nick Fury. We want to give them as few turns to draw into their resources as possible, knowing that they have this. We don't have an Enchantress in this list, just a Shang-Chi, so if anything gets above that level. Otherwise, I think we need to end the game quicker rather than letting them draw into their resources. And then Megabare, TLSG loved your deck with the Guardians. I use Guardians a lot of times, having fun with them. Yeah, it's been surprisingly performing pretty well. It's a deck list that I would have thought would not do well, but I've been pleasantly surprised so far. And so I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Having Odin or an Arnim Zola kind of helps that. Figuring out which lane you want to push it in. Wong kind of makes all of the combos go absolutely nutty at a certain point. So we can still do Magic if we want to extend the game, but I don't know that we necessarily want to. They already have their Dr. Doom out on the board. This lane looks like a pretty big loss unless they use a Killmonger at some point. And so I think we just go ahead and we drop our blue marvel here. Is it a Patriot deck? That's what it kind of looks like. A Patriot deck that runs a Doombot and a Rock. But with this one being locked off until the final turn, that's actually pretty tough for them. But I think we drop our blue marvel. We anticipate probably a Patriot, maybe a Mystique, or maybe that's on the final turn. The Spider-Man's not bad. It blocks us off from Xandar. And then if they buff up their cards any further, then we're not able to push to compete with it. And we don't have a way to push any power over there unless we did something like an Arnim Zola here. Maybe we do a leader play. Oh my gosh, Nightbot, stop spamming. You're right, Alexander. Thank you. I forgot to take that one off after our live stream yesterday. We're not doing giveaways today. That was on the live stream yesterday. It did go very well, so I want to bring it back at some point. But the giveaways are not today. So for anybody that saw that one. So I think we do leader here. That gives us the lead here. We should keep the lead here. If they do a Patriot and a Mystique, then we copy the we copy the Patriot and then the blue Marvel, which should give us the win here versus here. I think that's our best bet. Let's go ahead and snap. Let's see if we can get another 8 cubes to cause the stream to crash again. If it crashes after 8 cubes again, that may be the final straw. Ardref, thank God I fixed my account. I'm already 2,000 plus collection log. I don't want to play from scratch. Big help Discord TLSG boys. I'm so glad that you got back in, Ardref. That's huge. And so we do copy a lot of their cards. We copy an Angela, but their Angela is going to actually get larger than ours because it'll count as cards played and continue to buff her up. So I don't know. Oh no, and then the Killmonger takes out ours. Oh no. That's not what I thought it was going to be at all. I was thinking a Patriot, a Mystique, some kind of buff, but they went for full-on destruction instead. Well, so the game giveth and the game taketh away. So let's see. Let's update this back down to put us back in our place. On the last stream a couple of minutes ago, we won an 8-cuber that we didn't deserve. That one kind of put us back in our place. Yeah. I think it was probably a little bit greedy to run for the 8 cubes there, but I thought the leader play was pretty decent. And had they had initiative and not us, we would have gotten the upside from the Killmonger versus them. But it was just one of those priority plays that went well for them, which is completely fine. Gerardo, TLSG, thank you for these amazing decks. My favorite one before global release was the Korg Debris Rock Slide deck with Doc Ock. Yeah, that like insane disruption that you throw into their deck, and then you pull those like kind of dud cards with Doc Ock. I really like a good Debris deck, and so being able to run that one, that's probably my one of my favorite versions of Debris. Because most of the time people run one that does like a hazmat or like the goblins. That one takes a little bit different approach, and I thought it was really fun to navigate. So maybe I need to revisit that one. I haven't ran that one in quite a while, but it does feel like it would be pretty fun to run again. Let's go ahead and use Cable. We'll pull one of their cards over. After that, we can do a Lockjaw and then start rotating some of our cards. We can actually rotate 2 cards because we pull their Sunspot. Megabari, have you played other mobile games from Marvel? The Puzzle Quest, Contest of Champions, etc. I haven't played anything like extremely in depth, at least not to this point. Their Scarlet Witch changed the middle location into bar with no name, so I think we try to capitalize on that. They're currently losing that one. We'll snap off of it. The Scarlet Witch is a secret rogue agent working for us. I don't think they have a way to destroy their Scarlet Witch unless they have another way to kill that location. Otherwise, I think that it hurt them more than it helped them. I think, we don't have anything that goes wide, do we? No. I was making sure we didn't have anything that would potentially push power into these lanes, but we don't. Thank you so much, Lantra, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it, and welcome to the team. Yeah, bar with no name was clutch. It was huge. Oh, so they do have a Scarlet Witch. They are able to change it back, but they had to invest some additional resources. But Megabari, I don't think I finished. I haven't played. I've kind of downloaded and played a few, but none to a point where I feel like I really know much about the game. I didn't get in depth in it. Thank you, Ardraft. I like the magic play. The wave isn't a great pool. The magic pool, or the counter location is huge. I like the play line. They're gonna invest resources here most likely. Then we're gonna make it where we can play additional cards there. Such a strange play line. Pilk, welcome. I'm glad you were able to jump in. I don't know if you were in the last one. we crashed our stream somehow. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you're able to jump in for this one. The magic counter was nice. The hobgoblin play did hurt a little bit. We could always carnage this location, which would get us back to a decent level. I think we go full on RNG. We can do the Psylocke, we can do Sunspot. That's going to push us to the max in the Nidavellir location. And then we can Carnage as well. I almost want to hold one space here in Nidavellir for a potential Shang-Chi play, though. Because if they drop anything, that +5 power, as long as it has more than 3 power, we'd be able to hit it with a Shang-Chi. So I think it might even be safer just to hold it. We could hope for the Sarah pull, but yeah, we'll have a decent amount of space here and here. We do have an extra turn still, so that would give them 2 turns with this location fully capped out, which I don't think we do. We'll play the Sunspot on the left. We're gonna have some additional energy coming into these last couple of turns, so I think Sunspot on the left is a little bit safer. Ooh, we do flip into Sarah, which is a huge rotation. We have the Quinjet to reduce any cards that we pull from them. This one looks strong, but then again, I thought the last one looked strong, and then we ended up losing. But that was probably the best flip we could have gotten. And then now we can always do the hood into. But they have an Angela. I really still want to do a Shang-Chi. Yeah, we have a Nick Fury. Nick Fury turn 6 would be good. That would give us a lot of like deeply discounted cards. So the Quinjet and the Sarah. I don't think we force a rotation in Nidavellir though. I still think we hold it off. I think we hold off just a little bit. We can do White Queen. We can do hood into the left. I think it's okay to have the -2. Because if we're going to push power there, hood mid, White Queen left. That could work. That could work as well. And then I think we hold our Shang-Chi. We save it. I think we save it for mid is a lost cause. How so? We're only down by 1 there. But if you guys feel like it's a lost cause, I guess we don't have any big power pushes of our own. So if we don't flip into Nick Fury, then we're kind of out of luck. We could flip for Nick Fury. Now we could Shang-Chi flip for Nick Fury. That gives us some pretty decent resources to drop here. We have a 50-50 shot of flipping into it. It's either Nick Fury that we flip into, or it is Psylocke. Psylocke would be rough. We're gonna hope for the good RNG. Friars, hey TLSG, glad to be back, catching another stream. I'm glad that you're able to join us. I'm excited that you're able to catch another live stream. I hope you're having a great day so far. How's the human to bot ratio now that the game is out? So I think it really depends on. I think it depends on kind of where you're at. So I think early on you're still going to face quite a few bots just to give you some like time to get acclimated to the game. Imagine if Nick Fury pulls Agatha in this situation. But I think they still probably until about rank 30 or 40 is, I think it's still very heavily bots. And so we could do Iron Man to the left and then do both Demon and Nick Fury in the middle. Iron Man, Demon mid, and then Nick Fury to the left. They will play Iron Man mid, I guess. That's true. They may play Iron Man to the far right. Jeremiah, yeah, we're back. I don't know what happened. I clicked the settings in the Steam client and the whole stream crashed. I think they might even do an Iron Man to the right hand side. But yeah, I think we go with this. That spreads our power out. They do have to invest heavily into the Nidavellir location. Iron Man left. Joel, you're just in time. You are absolutely just in time. We've had 2 streams already. You missed a whole stream. It was about 20 minutes. We hit an 8-cube win, and it was too much for the game to handle. The whole stream crashed. But yeah, that is the RNG of this deck working like almost at peak efficiency. So some games you're going to have really low rolls and you're just going to need to retreat. Other games you're going to have some insane flips, some insane like Shang-Chi plays, some insane pulls with your like cable to give you a lot of win conditions. But Gustavo, right now for me, the bot to human ratio is really good. I haven't played a bot in the majority of my games, unless I play in like a non-peak time. The ratio is really, really good for me, at least right now. Our draft, yeah, we are positive. We started the stream incredibly positive. We had +8, and then we lost that 8 because we didn't deserve them anyways. But otherwise, we've been on a win streak. Hey, just in time. I thought your name was. Oh, I thought your name was Joel. Jeremiah with the dad jokes. I think we play Hood into middle. We have Carnage to destroy that one. We get the upside of the Demon. We're still looking for like a Quinjet, potentially something that we can ramp into with our Psylocke. So like a priority 5 cost drop would be more ideal, which I think we go ahead and shoot for that. If we can pull into either Magic or Sarah here by the next turn, that'd be massive. I think we play Demon into the far right. Bifrost will move the cards over to the right one after turn 4, but I plan to Carnage them before that point. Carnage is a must right now because mostly playing against goblins. Yeah, Carnage is big and it's pretty versatile, especially in this deck if you're running like the Hood and you want to get rid of that negative downside, and you can clear up like some smaller cards like your Psylocke. You can clear those up as well. And so I think after this turn, we're going to shuffle our cards into our deck. I think we play Magic into the Bifrost, so nothing gets moved over. We could either do that, or we could play Magic here, and we actually have one more turn. I think the Atilan location is a little bit worse for us. We don't know if they're going to have their Patriot. It gives them a second chance to pull into it if they don't. So we're actually just going to drop our Magic here to change this one. We're okay with cards moving over to the left. What rank do you hit? Pull 3 cards? Yeah, 484, around 400, around 400 and something is when you cap it. And then Toya's, hey Justin, hey chat, back from work and some good entertainment is awaiting. Thank you so much. I hope that you're referring to the stream. If not, then I feel bad for assuming that you mean us in the chat. But I'm glad that you're able to join us for another stream. I hope that your workday went well, and I hope that you have a great evening. We're only going to be live for the lunch live stream today, so only a little bit over an hour. But otherwise, yeah. So Kappa, hey TLSG, late stream today, huh? So we actually started right around 10. We started around 10, but the stream crashed about 20 minutes in, and then we rebooted back again. And so this one shows that it's only been live for a little while, but otherwise we've been live for just a bit now. So we can do our Sarah. Is there any reason for us to not drop anything over into the limbo lane? Oh, Kappa, I know I was here. Yeah, you saw the monstrosity of that other one that ended. D-Brum, you have some amazing dedication. Thank you so much, D-Brum. It's because I truly enjoy making the content. I enjoy interacting with you guys, and I enjoy the game. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it. Reasons to not drop in limbo. You need 5 power elsewhere. That's true. I bet he has a Patriot, so this becomes a really strong lane if he has Patriot. And so, but if we do Sarah mid, we're gonna rotate it with our Lockjaw, and so I don't think we push into the Bifrost. I think it's either Limbo or Superflow. It's obviously the stream in the chat. Work was fine, just a tad bit longer than usual. With having to save some customers, it'll also take the hour and then watch. I'll also take the hour and then watch the earlier stuff afterwards. That's huge. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad that you're able to kind of unwind at the end of the day. Is this the Steam client? How is it compared to BlueStacks? So this is the Steam client. It feels a little snappier than It feels a little bit snappier than the BlueStacks client. So overall, it feels pretty good. We could do a Nick Fury, which would give us 6 cost cards in hand. But I almost think we do a White Queen, and then we rotate a Shang-Chi. You would do a Nick Fury. Hold Shang-Chi for the right lane if they buff it up really high. All right. So Nick Fury on the left then, right? RNG all day. RNG all day could be the play. Shang-Chi next turn. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I see what you did there with the snappier. I didn't even mean to, but it does feel like it's crisper. So if they do a Patriot and then something, it can get pretty crazy with an onslaught. So maybe they do a Mystique here, but then I don't think we have initiative. I think we have initiative going into the last turn. So Nick Fury may give us a good card. We're gonna go with RNG today. This is just a Mystique, right? Or is this their Patriot? We could shift cards with the Heimdall, which could be some kind of play. Good or not, I don't know, but it could be a play. Use Shang-Chi, I don't think it can go to 9. Yeah, so if they drop a Patriot now here, this lane is going to skyrocket. Because it's a multiplicative. So instead of it being 4 times, or like it's going to be doubled, and then that double is doubled. It's something to the power of like 16. It's either 8 or 16 times the normal buff. So it's like 16 points to each one. So it becomes pretty massive pretty quickly. But we have initiative, which is the problem. Yeah, you can't Shang-Chi right because you reveal first. Yeah, that's where our issue kind of comes in. So in the deck, we still have... We don't have Nick Fury, we don't have Sarah, we don't have Magic. We have White Queen in hand. We don't have anything great left. I don't think a Heimdall does it for us either. So Heimdall will push 15 power over here. Heimdall shift is the way, but this is going to be a Patriot, which is 1 power. So it's going to be 8, and then this is going to be 16. So it's going to be 24 power. And I don't think we beat that with what we have. Yeah, we need to ignore the Wasp and Brood lane, but I don't think we overcome their power here. Whether we rotate or not, I think... And then if we do Heimdall into the Lockjaw lane, it's going to rotate it. We'll let it play out, but I think we lose maybe all 3 lanes, but I think the middle location is going to be that like game changer for us. So we... So not that it would have made a difference, but we could have Heimdalled in the middle because he rotated after Lockjaw shifted over to the left. That's an interaction that I've never encountered because I've never had a Heimdall in a Lockjaw list. But yeah, we pulled their Patriot, so they didn't have that, but they had a massive Blue Marvel, which pushed everything up to insane levels. Yeah, there was no winning that one. But we played it out for science. We had to see it play out. Was that a Lockjaw bug? I don't know. I feel like that's the way he's intended to work, but it feels like it shouldn't be. But it's because the play is not fully resolved by the time Lockjaw gets over into that lane, and so then it still counts it as being played into the Lockjaw lane, so he rotates. Lockjaw has some weird interactions. Yeah, it has some awkward, not necessarily intuitive interactions. The power of Patriot. Yeah, without an answer to a Patriot play, so like an Enchantress or something like that, it can get really, really crazy. And so a lot of decks run an Enchantress so that, because that's the only like big counter to it. But otherwise, yeah, it can get really nutty really fast. I love how the game flips into Cable and takes the Patriot that we were all expecting, and yep, just as a little flourish on top, it gave us the Patriot that we thought he was going to drop into a Blue Marvel, which obliterated us anyways. It's just the game's little way of trolling us. Okay, so we get their Captain Marvel. They could have copied either a Green Goblin, Lockjaw, Quinjet, or Shang-Chi. All of those are okay. We can get the discount on Captain Marvel, so it'll be a 4-cost drop. Yeah, Patriot is good if you pull the components. If you don't, then yeah, if you don't, or if they have an Enchantress, it has a really high loss chance. Yeah, the Daily Bugle animation, I don't know that I really emphasize it enough during my video today. The Daily Bugle animation is beautiful. It's so crisp, and like the little small details that like the card shows up on the newspaper, and it's a little bit different each time the newspaper comes up, is phenomenal. Albert, hey, how's it going? I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us today. Yeah, the 4-cost Captain Marvel feels pretty strong. GG on Kamartaj, Green Goblin on Kamartaj. Do we go ahead and drop our Green Goblin or our Lockjaw? Goblin on Kamartaj is funny. We could always Lockjaw and then do it anyways. We also have a White Queen that can do a double pull from Kamartaj as well, which is pretty nice. Today Crip uploaded Snap gameplay. Yeah, Bradiosh, I saw the Crip video, or I saw parts of it. I didn't watch it all the way through. I'm excited that he covered it. There was one piece that I wasn't necessarily like bought into. I don't know that that's the way I would have recommended new players go. But I am glad that he's going, that he covered it a little bit to shed some light onto the game. Yeah, I think Sarah's the play. Next turn, we can either do a double White Queen, we can do our discounted Captain Marvel, we can do a few other smaller cards. I would have Lockjawed onto Kamartaj and then played Green Goblin on it for the lulz. Pilk, that play line crossed my mind. That way we could see it bounce there and bounce back, and then it rotated anyways. Yeah, the play crossed my mind. Let's go ahead and drop our Sarah. What did he wave on Taj? Or why? I don't know. I guess because it was Agatha. It was Agatha all along. So losing to an Agatha deck is a special kind of like hurt. I don't know that Green Goblin here really does us much. I don't know that it does us much good. So going into the final turn, I always like to do a wave. That'll let us do 2 cards. Whenever we have a Sarah, that'll let us do 2 cards versus their 1. Do we cycle all of them though, Pilk? Do we just go for an absolute high roll, or do we... I kind of like the White Queen that's going to pull 2 of their highest cost cards, so if it's something really good, then we capitalize on that. But actually, it's an Agatha deck, so I don't think they run any 6-cost drops. I don't think White Queen's the play. We could cycle into Magic. So how many do we cycle? Do we cycle them all? We're going to cycle 2, and we're going to Shang-Chi left. I bet they Taskmaster, because they probably have the high roll for it. So if they... Marvel is risky. So with the current Agatha deck, if it's similar to what we're running, they have a Taskmaster as their highest roll or their secondary power push. Otherwise, it's a lot of like counter cards. So Shang-Chi, Enchantress. Nothing that would be great from the White Queen. But we don't have anything that's within Shang-Chi range. We don't get a lot of downside from an Enchantress play. So taking out their Agatha should have locked in the win in Tinker's Workshop, and then we just had to figure out one of the other ones. But they did end up retreating when we snapped. We snapped late. We snapped really, really late. But they did end up retreating after that. Cycle into Magic. That's what's going to happen. Now we'll never know for sure if that's what happened, Pilk. I can't believe work got in the way of me watching the stream, man. Dad, I'm so sorry. The good thing is we have it's the DVR, I think is the effect that they call it. You can rewind at any point. So even if you're not watching it necessarily live, you can scroll back through any points in the live stream, and then the video on demand is always up for you if you want to go back and catch the parts that you missed. But I understand that work does get in the way from time to time. Omri, hey. Hey, Omri, how's it going? So Miniaturized Lab, we don't have a great start to our high roll. Hopefully we draw into Wave next turn. We don't want to play our Carnage. Hopefully we draw into Wave next turn so we can drop an early Sarah or an early Magic, or even an early Nick Fury would be decent. This deck actually seems pretty fun. Yeah, there's a lot of like play paths, and so I think even if it's not incredibly strong in as far as like consistency, there's so many different elements that could get you a win condition that your opponent, even if they know the deck and they know what you're running, they don't really know the deck or what you're running because there's those random elements. And so I think that always gives you a little bit of an element of surprise. So if you do a Nick Fury into a leader, that's really hard to anticipate because they know that this deck doesn't naturally run a leader, but you could have pulled it from Nick Fury. So I think it's like a couple of layers of why this deck list feels like it works pretty well. My mind just realized Agatha is funny when Daily Bugle is highlighted. Yeah, so I saw there was a tweet from Steven from Second Dinner who was playing and answering a lot of player questions last night. But he played against another streamer, Tolkien, and I guess he pulled Tolkien's Agatha from the Daily Bugle, and so then all of a sudden Agatha took over, which I thought was really funny. I didn't try it out, or I haven't tried it out, but I thought it was a really funny interaction. The cable pull is pretty nice. We did pull the Professor X, right? I wasn't paying attention. I'm awful. Omri, I'm good. I got to 91 today. Huge. Did you start yesterday, Omri? Coach Carter deck, if you have the Nick Fury basketball variant. Yeah, Ardref, that's what the creator of this one, his name is Ripley J. He's active in the Discord quite a bit. But that's what he named, or he kind of dubbed this deck, was the Nick Fury deck. Or not the Nick Fury deck, the Coach Carter deck. I just don't have the variant. The Infinaut's pretty big. I played Sarah in... Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Oh no. Oh no. Mistakes were made today. Big mistakes were made. We're donating cubes now. My thought process was I didn't want Grand Central to potentially pull into our Carnage and destroy our Sarah, but I wasn't paying attention to what was in middle. They had a really good leg up on us either way. I don't know that we would have won either way, but that's not how we want to go out. You guys come for the high quality throws. So when I first started running Destroyer and I just destroyed my entire board. It happens. It happens. This one may be the first bot. This is the first bot like name that we've seen in quite a while. It's the cube giveaway. No, it's not a bot. They have the fist bump emoji. Octagons. Yeah, Canvas is probably like, what were they? What were they thinking? The answer was we weren't thinking. And then if you guys, this is the second live stream. So if you haven't liked this one, definitely remember to give it a like. It helps the algorithm let it reach a wider group of viewers so that they can enjoy it as well. So if you are enjoying it and you enjoy the live streams, definitely drop it a like if you could. I'm gonna go ahead. Cable's not great though, because we're gonna shuffle our cards with the middle location. Squirrels are tough too. We could do 2 cards. That still generates 1 back in our hand, so I don't know that necessarily helps us too much. I would rather Lockjaw into dropping Ironheart, so maybe we just hope that it pulls back out after we rotate. Hey Tree, thank you so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I hope that you're having a great day so far. In about 5 minutes, you should be able to start sending chats in the stream. If I don't know, actually, it may not be set up that way on this one. You might be able to free chat. As long as we don't see bots, then we're okay with free chat as well. Yeah, those locations are pretty rough. The Gia in the far left, the Atilin, which will shuffle our cards, and then Central Park to clog everything up. Feels pretty bad. We can do the rotation. We could do Hood. I don't know. I don't like playing into the Gila because we're gonna clog up our hand. We can do Hood. It'll cycle out. I think we just hold the rest. I don't think we play anything into the far left just yet. We could Carnage this lane for a little bit of power, but then we lose the Quinjet bonus. Magic on the left. We can't yet. We can next turn, but we can't do it this turn. Wakeless Sleeper, hey, how's it going? I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us. I hope you're having a great day so far. Rio, I just hit rank 100 today. Would I lose rank if I keep losing? Rio, so now that you're at 100, there's a rank ceiling or floor, so you can't drop below 100 once you hit it, and so you can donate cubes and experiment away. You don't have anything to lose at this point. Omri, I pulled him early on, full 3, so it's the most consistent I can make. Limos. Oh, you're running Destroyer. Destroyer's pretty strong right now. It's pretty consistent. Yeah, on some point the game is similar to poker. It's a lot of like mind games and trying to figure out. This is the Mr. Wasp, Mr. Wasp variant. It's very rare. I've never seen one in game before. I didn't think it really existed. They snapped into their Mr. Negative. So they're going to have a pretty good rotation set. I think Central Park might be easy to win on the left-hand side. This one? It's the Mr. Wasp. You haven't seen Mr. Wasp, Mr. Wasp, Alexander. It's a graphical glitch. They did Mr. Negative and it either flipped into Wasp or something similar. It just glitched them over. I think we magic on the left hand side. But Pratt, yeah, a lot of on some element it is similar to poker, in that you have to read what they're playing. You try to gauge the power of your hand versus the power of theirs, and you snap accordingly. So you can try to push your advantage or retreat if you don't feel like you have it. So it's a lot of like, do you double down or do you fold type of mentality. 0 cost Mr. Negative for 1 power. It's huge. Mr. Wasp is actually super rare. I think it may even be one of a kind. Beautiful. I'd buy that variant. So we have an extra turn. They did leech our current cards, and so we're not able to destroy this lane. We're not able to destroy this one. So I think we drop our Sarah. Do we rotate 1 card here and hope for the best? We could do Sarah, and we could do a rotation. I don't know. I think it's safer to hold for now. We'll drop Sarah. We'll reduce the cost of these. We'll figure out what we draw into. We may rotate 1 on the last turn and then just drop the rest of our power. I would purchase this variant. This variant is the one. Okay, so we have a 1 cost Ironheart, which is pretty big. A 6 power demon, and then we could just do a wave. Father Kaido, happy launch day TLSG. Also, how was I not subbed? Is this a different channel? I found it while searching for years because I wanted to see if you had put out a deck for Daily Bugle. I guess maybe you just weren't subbed, because no, this is the same. This is the normal channel, Father. But I'm glad that you're able to jump in and join us. The extended launch stream yesterday was insane. If you haven't checked it out, there's so many like feel good moments in it. The ending was incredibly wholesome with our giveaway. Just overall, it was very, very positive. So the Gambit is rough. Happy lunch hour. Yeah, so we're doing our lunch live stream today instead of the launch live stream. But Father Kaido, wow, okay, that's rude considering how helpful you've been. Oh no, Father Kaido, you're absolutely fine. No need to worry at all. Oh, we lose by 2 in Central Park. So the Gambit. What did the Gambit end up hitting? Was it more than 2? It was a Shang-Chi. Had the Gambit not hit there, we had a chance to win. There was a lot of different elements that were going on there, but we didn't quite pull it out. But Father Kaido, no, I'm glad that you were able to jump in and join the stream today. And then thank you. I'm gonna try to pronounce this. It may be wrong. Cadus. Thank you, Cadus, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We have 2 dads on the stream. We're totally blessed. Yeah, we have plenty of dad support. Plenty of dad support in the stream. But Father Kaido, I did a deck build around.
Hey, welcome.
Hey, Father, thank you so much for joining us as a channel member. The support is huge. I appreciate it. You weren't subscribed, but now you're committed and you're a full-on member. I appreciate it. There can only be one dad. So there's one dad and one father, and so we have to make sure that we keep them straight. I'm a fake dad as of right now, but maybe soon. Who knows? Maybe soon. You never know. I'm gonna develop daddy. Just not gonna lie. Thank you again for joining as a channel member, Father. The support is huge. I appreciate it. But I did do a deck build with the Daily Bugle, but it's one it's not as impactful, and I think they wanted to go with a mild feature location for the first one. Because could you imagine if they went with something wild like the peak right off the bat, and then that's like the user's first interaction with a featured location? So I think they wanted to go with something mild. And it's hard to build a deck that explicitly uses the Daily Bugle card that you pull. Something that runs Quinjet is probably the closest. Either that or you could try to troll your opponent with an Agatha. But either way, yeah, I don't think it's as impactful. And I think it's the same reason we didn't have a patch on launch day. So I think they want to play it safe to make sure the launch goes smoothly. And then as they kind of push in these other elements, they can kind of get a little bit riskier here and there. I think the Daily Bugle animation listing the name of the card is excellent. Yeah, the name of the card, sometimes it has a little picture of the card as it's coming in. That animation is probably one of my favorite ones, along with the Ghost Rider animation with the chains. I think is incredibly sleek. I've never seen an Agatha pulled by Daily Bugle yet, but I would laugh. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. And so it's definitely possible, but you would absolutely be trolling your opponent if they pull your Agatha and it just takes over their deck. So with our White Queen, what did we pull with White Queen? We pulled a Sarah. It's kind of big, right? I don't know that we necessarily want to wave, though. We can drop Sarah on the board naturally. We don't have... It's not as big. We don't have Quinjet, and we don't have any of our ramp components. I don't know why words are tough right now. We're going to go ahead and drop Carnage, and we're going to drop Demon into... We're actually going to drop it in Daily Bugle. I think our 2 win conditions are probably these 2 lanes. Dracula is always a tough one to go up against, because you don't know exactly what he's going to pull into. Have you seen the viewership the game has on Twitch? I'm so happy it's gone up. The numbers have gone from less than 100 to 30K, and the official Reddit is up. Yeah, I've seen I kind of dabbled and kind of checked out a few of the streams yesterday. I know that a lot of that viewership was from the sponsored, like the sponsored streams, but still, it getting that visibility, I think is massive. It's a massive win for the game and for the community, and just having that extra support, it is phenomenal. The extra eyes on it will, even if those streamers don't continue to stream, the extra eyes on it will surely create some additional fans that are going to try it out and get sucked in, kind of like I did. So let's go with the Sarah into Crimson Cosmos. I think they probably play one maybe into the Daily Bugle, or they play it in Crimson Cosmos as well. But with that Dracula, that's just ominously waiting over there. Because depending on what kind of deck they're running, if it's a Dracunaut, one that runs the Dracula and Infinaut, that becomes kind of tough to play against. Wodar, I agree. I think the launch, like the budget and the funds that they used, I think they went to impactful means. I don't think it was at any point where it felt like it was a bad use of money. I think everywhere that they spent money was extremely valuable for the longevity of the game, and for generating that buzz around it. So we were going to drop something like wave onto the left and then a Nick Fury on the right. I'm not sure what they had, but I'm guessing it wasn't able to overcome us in Crimson Cosmos and the Daily Bugle. And so we'll take 1 cube to go back to Mr. Neutral Streamer. We started off really positive. We went down to negative, but now we are back to Mr. Neutral Streamer. Jeremiah, I wonder how much Samuel Jackson cost for that ad. That's what I was wondering too. I enjoyed the ad. I thought it was a phenomenal ad. I thought it was really funny. I've watched it probably like 5 times. But I'm sure it cost them quite a bit. And then I saw the one with, I don't know. I don't remember the name. I don't remember his name. It's the one where he's advertising it's like Marvel Snap, but it's all cow related, and it's a skit of what it sounds like when you're trying to explain why you're mad at a card game. I thought that one was hilarious. If you haven't seen it, I'll find a link. The link is in our description or in our Discord. That one's really well done as well. Yeah, Pro ZD. That's right. That's right. Friars and Kappa. That one I thought was hilarious as well. Because to a certain point, it's really relatable. Like, in the grand scheme of things, losing an 8 cube match to a bad play, it's not gonna do anything. But you find yourself sometimes getting frustrated, and I'm sure that whenever I'm explaining it to my family, like why I'm frustrated that I lost 8 cubes, they're like, so what? And so I'm sure it sounds exactly like that. The Samuel L. Jackson ad on the official Marvel Snap YouTube account has more than 4 million views now. Okay, so I'm sure it cost them quite a bit, but for 4 million impressions into the game, I'd say it's probably worth it. Because if they convert even a small portion of those, they have some potential long-term fans, and then just longevity of like a Marvel fan base as well. Just getting them to have that buy-in, I think is really big. So we pulled their Ebony Maw with our Cable. We pulled their Ant-Man with Daily Bugle. I think we play a wave and we hope for an impactful 5 cost. We could always do Nick Fury, but that seems kind of bad to drop early. So they got over 500,000 Android downloads. Yeah, so they're doing quite well. I know that for something that wasn't advertised all the way up until a few weeks ago, to have that much buzz around it is phenomenal. Yeah, the Daily Bugle animation is probably one of my favorite, most recent updates. It's very, very, it's well done. It's subtle, but it's impactful. We don't have a great follow up for our wave. Nick Fury feels like the only reasonable choice. He's only going to generate 1 6 cost card though. So I think we still go ahead and play him. We still generate that 6 cost card, but we're just not going to get anything new from it, unfortunately. Infinaut's not great. I don't think we utilize the Infinaut. We can do a Psylocke. We can do Carnage to destroy cards here, and then we can go ahead and drop Ant-Man. We'll see what they drop in this lane. It could be a Spectrum. This looks like it could be a strong ongoing deck, and maybe they just had a low roll for the start, or it could be the new Spectrum Destroyer deck that we've been seeing quite a bit of. Or it could be a bot. Gerb sounds like it could be a bot name, so it might just be a regular Spectrum deck. Max, good morning. I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us. If you're just now joining us, we will have to cut it here in probably another like 10 minutes or so, because we are working today, unfortunately. I would rather stream all day, honestly. I had so much fun yesterday that if I could, I would stream all day. Max, all good, my dude. Yeah, I appreciate you being here, at least for the little bit that you're able to catch. So I'm wondering if we do a Shang-Chi play here. So if they do a Spectrum, and it does a double buff, that's going to be +4 to each of these. 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe that doesn't do it. It pushes Lizard up high enough, but that's the only one that it pushes up. And then this one would be 7, 14, and then 5. Now that's not going to be enough to win it there. Convince your boss to just play Snap. That would be amazing. That would be like the ideal scenario if I could just convince them to just let me play Snap. I'd be content. We just stream all day, and then I just advertise the business on the side. but we're playing catch up today. Since we were off all day yesterday, there's a lot of like pending reports and things like that. Currently, Snap is growing, not shrinking. It's at 5,000 concurrent Steam users, which is really good for multi-platform game. Did someone say, I may have missed it, did someone say that it was shrinking? The Namor into New York is an interest. This has to be a bot. There's no way a normal human would stick around and just do that. Maybe we have lost enough or won enough that we reached the bot range. We'll take a pity win every now and then. Every once in a while, it does good to kind of help boost the ego back up when you're on a lose streak. No one has said yet. Just usually 24 hours we'll have drop off. That's true. Once like the big sponsored streamers kind of stop pumping it. Yeah, I guess you're right. At that point, you still see quite a bit of drop off. Hopefully it maintains. I think it's gripping enough and it's quick enough and easy enough to pick up and learn that hopefully it holds and maintains a decent player base. I enjoy it, and so I'm going to be here regardless. But it is always fun to experience that joy and that just the excitement of the game through others. So we drew into a Dracula. We know that Turtle Time has Dracula. I think we just kind of start stacking Daily Bugle. We see what else we can pull into. Maybe we can pull into one of their high cost or high power cards with our cable. Once you start playing Snap, you get addicted to it. Yeah, it happens quick too. So like I saw the live stream that they did originally for the launch, and I was like, that looks pretty good. At the time I was playing Hearthstone, and I thought it looked really cool. I figured I'd give it a shot, and then all of a sudden I wasn't playing Hearthstone anymore. It was all Snap, it was all Snap. That's all I wanted to load into and play. And so like once it gets its teeth in, it's a simple concept, but there's a lot of like in-depth thought that can go into your play paths and things like that. That it ends up feeling really, really in-depth, and it feels really crisp and solid as well. All of the like things that are like missing or improvements that could be made aside, overall it feels like a really solid core to the game. Jordan Back guys just pulled Scarlet Witch, huge, and you're still hovering around 115. I imagine. I'm playing Hearthstone and Snap. Too much addiction for one person. I have a problem that whenever I find a focal point, like that's all that I want to do. I want to that's what I want to consume and utilize. And so for me, it's definitely Snap. I think that once they get everything ramped up and we're getting new cards and we're getting new locations consistently, I think it keeps it feeling fresh enough that there's no point where it just feels like a grind, at least for now. We'll see how that happens in 6 months, a year down the line. But as for right now, I think the way it's set up, I think it'll be fun for the long term. Thank you so much. Is that Fine Gamers? Oh, Fire Gamers. Thank you so much, Fire Gamers, for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I appreciate it and welcome. I think we go with the Carnage into mid. Dracula on the far right-hand side might be a lost cause, though. Arcera is definitely a lost cause. We have Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi doesn't hit any targets here. I don't know that we have any great cycle cards, and we want to be able to drop them naturally into Limbo if we do draw into them. And so, yeah, I think we'll just go with this for now, and then we'll see what we draw into, see what resources we get. I loved Hearthstone in the past. Yeah, and I went through phases with Hearthstone. I feel like whenever there's a new expansion and something feels really fresh and new, it's really gripping. But then after you play against that same kind of core for so long, it starts drawing out. It doesn't have enough of a cycle, and so then I go through kind of like this cyclical where I jump in, I play the expansion, I burn myself out on it, and then I lose interest. At least I'll grind to legendary, and then I don't have much point to grind after that, other than the number. And I've never pushed for a high legendary rank, just the legendary reward, and then I stop. Rando Calvary Senior, are we live? We are live. We had a bit of a hiccup about 20 minutes into the first attempt at the stream. It just crashed out of nowhere. But other than that, we are live, and we are having a pretty decent stream. We're only positive 4 cubes, but we've been up and down. But overall, the RNG has been fun to see. Some games have been like really close bad beats. Other ones we shouldn't have won and we pulled out. So either way, it has been incredibly fun today. Jordan, it helps I'm on vacation for sure. Tons of downtime to level up the collection. Yeah, you can absolutely grind some of the additional boosters and things like that during your downtime today. So they have only one more card in their deck. If we do a Doctor Doom, that's not going to be enough in Limbo. They retreated last time we played, or the last Dracula we ran up against, they retreated as well, right? Rando, sorry to hear that, but glad to see you winning them cubes. Yeah, no, it wasn't the internet connection. I clicked on the settings in the Steam client and just the whole stream crashed. And so whenever I do go to end it, I'm going to play maybe one or two more before we wind down the stream. And I appreciate all of you guys that are in here. We're at 124 concurrent viewers, which is slowly ticking up. Before launch, we were hovering around 70. We would peak at around 100. And so to have so many of you guys here, enjoying the content, enjoying the stream, hopefully enjoying the videos as well, is phenomenal. If you are enjoying the streams, I spend my lunch break every day doing these so that I can fit in the stream time. And so if you are enjoying them, make sure that you hit the like button. It's very much appreciated. It helps the algorithm let the video and the stream reach a wider audience. Hey, Mayoki, I'm going to be shooting out a few messages to you guys as soon as this stream ends, as far as where we can connect. The first place, or the easiest place that I think to deliver the gift cards, are going to be Steam. But Mayoki, I'm glad that you jumped on. Out of curiosity, do you enjoy Marvel Snap, or are you just a really supportive girlfriend that jumped in as a way to enjoy something that your boyfriend liked? And so Mayoki popped into the last of our stream yesterday, the wholesome moment that I was talking about. For our last giveaway, one of the viewers asked if we could wait about 3 minutes so that their girlfriend could subscribe and have a chance to enter. And then several people in chat were giving their entry to Mayoki so that she could win a gift card. And we had a winner that gave it over to her, and so she won the last gift card. It was really wholesome. But Mayoki, I'm glad that you're here. I think you're a chat favorite now. You only popped in for a couple of seconds in the last stream, but it made a very big impression on him, and on me too. I played Hearthstone forever, and I've been bored with it. When he got into the beta and started watching you, I became interested. That's huge. I hope that you pick it up and that you enjoy the game as well. It definitely is like a breath of fresh air. It's entirely, I mean, it's similar in that it's a card game, but it's an entirely different take on the genre that I think is really, really fun and really fresh. But yeah, you're definitely a chat favorite now. Very quickly you became a chat favorite. So you've been waiting for it to drop your silver rank at the moment, and I think early on, just working on like building out your collection and unlocking different cards and trying out different combinations, I think is one of the best things that you can do early on. I think we go ahead and cycle our Wasp again. Outside of the wholesomeness, I think we cycle our Wasp again. I'm gonna try to get a cheeky Shang-Chi onto the Shocker and Atlantis. As long as they don't play another card there, we should be able to get it off. We know that we copied 2 versions of their Onslaught, so actually maybe we hold the Shang-Chi because we know that they're going to be able to double down on the Wakanda lane. And so I think we do that. I think we hold Shang-Chi because they're going to be able to really amplify this one. The game really wanted us to know that they have Onslaught. Should I spend credits randomly? Kind of running out. If you're really restricted, the best thing to do off the bat is to use them on your base cards, so the gray border cards, and then from there it's the same ratio no matter what you upgrade. The first one is you get twice as many collection levels per credit, so you get double the ratio than any other upgrade. But once it gets to any other rarity, it's the same ratio all the way across. So at that point, you just upgrade whatever you can. So we do have an extra turn. I think we play our Sarah and our Quinjet. We have... Do we go for a Sarah into a discounted onslaught into another discounted onslaught? Just because? We run out of space. It's not going to really do us much good. But I think it'd be kind of fun. Harry, I was watching Regis and Zeddy until they did Marvel Snap advertisement, and I've started to play the game, watch your videos, and this is my daily routine now. That's huge. So I think Zeddy was my first like introduction into the game. So he did some like, you know, clickbaity title, was like, "Is this the Hearthstone killer?" And I was like, "Is it? I need to know now." And then I clicked on it. That led me to the live stream that Ben did, and I watched that thing all the way through, where they were running it was like a zoo deck versus a large minion deck, and at that point I was hooked. So I signed up for the beta and waited anxiously to be able to get accepted into it. I think we're gonna kill our Quinjet off to the left. They do drop their onslaught into the far right lane, so that lane is capped. So if we can push a little bit of power as well as hitting one of these with a Shang-Chi, I think we have a pretty good shot to swing the game. We could do an onslaught, which would push us to 18. We could then do we drop a Shang-Chi into the Daily Bugle? We don't have initiative, so I think is clickbait a bad thing? Christy, it depends. I think clickbait can be fine, but it could also be bad. So if your video actually answers the clickbait question, I think it's fine. It gets more eyes on it, more attention. If it doesn't, onslaught will cycle. You're right. That's not great. I think we'll just hope. We have Nick Fury in the deck still. We could rotate into Nick Fury with the hood. But we are going to throw Shang-Chi into the left lane. We're going to do Onslaught into Atlantis, just to go. But Apo, is the game pay to win? No. Most of what you can pay for is a little bit faster card acquisition, but it's not necessary by any means. So they do a pretty big Ultron. We are going to be able to clear the left lane with our Shang-Chi. We're going to be able to wipe out that entire lane. It comes down to if we can flip into Nick Fury in the limbo lane, right? We do not deserve this win. We flip into Nick Fury, which is going to be enough to win the limbo lane. We wipe out all of Daily Bugle. The RNG is smiling on us. That 10 out of 10 calculated. So that brings us back up to 13 cubes for the day. We're positive 13. That is a huge one to end on. We will take luck whenever it is needed. I do have to jump back over into work mode for now, though. It has been incredibly fun. I enjoy all of you new faces and all of you old faces that are in the stream. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I hope that you all have a great day. I will have another video out in the morning, and then we will do another lunch live stream tomorrow as well. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching. This has been TLSG. Later, guys.